on.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. It is Monday, March 8th, and I'm going to talk about my weekend real quick and then get to my guest. Wasn't much going on for the weekend. For the most part, it was very quiet weekend, and Sunday I just did laundry and stuff around the house. Not too much to write home about for the weekend. I just want to make a couple of announcements. One is Sunday, March 14th from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'm going to be at Anthony's on the Lake in Ronkonkoma. It is a fundraiser for a short movie called NAX Crossover, and it was co-written, co-directed. It was written, co-directed, I think, and co-produced by my friend, Mr. Bonavia, James Dijon Bonavia. It's, I think, $44.95. It's a 3-course meal. There's going to be live music and live entertainment, including Pat Marone and myself doing stand-up. Pat and I also play husband and wife in the movie Good Friday together, and we love working together. So I'm excited about that. You can go to my Facebook page or call Anthony's on the Lake in Ronkonkoma for tickets. Now, it seats about 400 people, but they're only limiting 100 people. They're going to be social distancing, following all the rules.
Camera's not on.
Also, it's my daddy's 86th birthday today. And I called him in Florida to wish him happy and healthy. And I'm just so blessed that he's still here on this earth. And I get to, call him up and wish him a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Daddy. I love you so much. And I can't wait till you come back to New York so I can see you. All right, so listen, we're going to get into it. Listen, you're in for a treat because I've known Grace for a very, very long time. She's actually one of my BFFs, and we actually met when we were really, really young, but we didn't like hang out with each other till junior high school. But we're gonna let her tell the stories, and I'll interject. So please welcome Grace Matranga to the show. Hi, Grace.
Hi, T. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight because not only is it my dad's birthday, but it's a special day, and I'm glad I'm sharing it with you.
Oh, very nice.
So listen, let's get started. We both grew up in Bayside, Queens.
Yeah, Bayside.
You know, you could take the girl out of Bayside, but not Bayside out of the girl.
That's right.
And we actually met. I remember meeting you, but we didn't hang out too much at Robert Mann Dance Studio. My mother put me in dancing lessons at 4 years old, and you were taking voice lessons, right?
Yep. Yes, I was.
And who taught the voice lessons back then?
Miss Jackie. Oh my God, I always forget her last name.
Well, that's okay.
Jackie, and she was a sweetheart. I just remember her just being the nicest lady, and
yeah,
and I enjoyed it.
And how long did you take voice lessons there?
I took voice lessons until they moved it to Long Island, which I think was when we were about 12, right before we went into junior high school.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Mann Dance Studios moved, and at the time my mom wasn't driving, so there went the end of those singing lessons.
There was that. But
I'm grateful that in junior high school we had that one mandatory year of chorus.
Yeah, that was with Mr. Frazier.
Yeah, it was chorus, so I got that extra year in, and then after that I kind of stopped.
So we really connected and became really, really good friends when we were 14.
Yes.
In 1977.
Yes.
And, but before we go on into that, we have to tell the famous, infamous story of The Godfather.
Yes, and you tell it so well. You tell it.
Oh, I tell it so well. That's because I needed therapy for this, people.
Chippy.
I needed therapy because they pick you, your sister, and your brother. They pick Lisa and Joey Toy, who are half Italian, half Asian. So I'm standing there, the only 100% Sicilian kid in the lineup. And, but back then, I got the blue eyes, and back then I had lighter hair, right? My hair was on the blonder side.
Mm-hmm.
And So they're picking everybody, and I'm kind of like getting excited because I'm thinking, my dream is to listen. Since came out of my mother's womb, acting has always been my passion.
Mm-hmm.
So I got very, very excited, and I'm thinking I'm going to be in this movie. We're all going to be in this movie. Everyone's going to be in this movie, and it's going to be amazing. Okay, so they don't pick me, and I had a big mouth back then too, and I'm like tugging on the guy's shirt, and he's like, "What's the matter, little girl?" And I'm looking up. I'm like, "What about me?" And he goes, "Well, what about you?" I says, "Well, I'm Italian." And he goes, "I'm sorry, you don't look it, little girl. I mean, you just don't look Italian." I guess they were looking for everyone with dark hair,
Right?
dark
The
eyes.
stereotype. Yeah.
And and I was getting really, really, really upset. And I'm like, "Listen, I'm 100% Sicilian." And he's like, "But I'm sorry. And he keeps apologizing. He's like, I'm sorry. You can't be in it." And I went crying home to my mother, and I'm like, "They're all going to be in the movie except me." And I can't believe it. And I know till this day, I mean, it's down to like cents. It's not even dollars anymore, but you actually still get a residual check, right?
Yeah. Once in a while I'll get like, if it's gross $20, I get 12. I get it like 4 times a year.
That's not bad. I told you, if you banked every single.
Oh my God. I wonder how much it would have been if I banked it all.
Right?
It would have been cool, but
amazing.
Still fun to get that check and take it to the bank, and the tellers are like, Paramount Pictures.
Now you actually see yourself in the movie, and do you remember?
No, I only saw myself one time, and that was on Channel 11, and it said it was an unedited version, and it was quick. But I've never seen myself since then. And they really liked my brother a lot. They took him 2 days, and I think they would have considered him also for the son had he not had lighter hair like you.
Right.
His hair wasn't quite as light as yours was, but it was a lighter than mine and my sister's was.
Okay. So that put me in therapy. I was very upset. So tell everyone where that wedding scene was filmed.
That wedding scene was filmed in Staten Island in, I believe, the Toad Hill section. Is a very rich area. And I understand as of sometime last year, the actual house that they filmed it at was for sale. I don't know if they've sold it.
Wow.
Cool to know that it was for sale. And it was beautiful. I remember the property was beautiful.
So what do you really remember?
I remember The Magician. I remember going into this gigantic hangar, and we were able to pick out the dresses that we wanted to wear. And I know that I wanted to wear either something pink or yellow, because those were my favorite colors back then.
And you end up wearing what color?
I don't remember, but all I know is that once I had that dress on, I was so envious of the boys, because those beautiful lion pillars that lined the house when you came in.
Yeah.
They were up there, climbing and whatnot, and sitting up there, and I wanted to be with them, and I couldn't because I had my tights on and my white tights and dress. So and I do remember one other thing, going into the city, but I didn't realize it until I started working in the city, and I was taking the express bus in. And the first time I took the express bus in, and when you come out of the Midtown Tunnel, there are those big columns of brick wall.
Right.
See? And I had major deja vu, and I couldn't figure out why. I knew I had been there. And then I asked my mom, and she said, yeah, when we went to do The Godfather, we took this big bus into the city and through the Midtown Tunnel to get to Staten Island. And I was like, I knew I was there. It was the weirdest feeling, but I knew I was there, but I didn't know how.
Wow. That's
yeah,
wild.
It's cool.
I mean, I think, hey, it looks great on a resume. You know what I mean?
Oh, without a doubt.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Are you bored?
Oh my God.
Hold on tight. We're gonna coast this.
Coaster's Tavern is located at 487 Newbridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222. Kristen Tinsley is the Divine Comedian, tarot reads and spiritual medium. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel, The Divine Comedian. That's D-I-V-I-N-E, Comedian, F-E-M-E-D-I-A-N. Check it out and let her tell you what your future holds. Val's Crafty Creations. Are you looking for something personalized? She's the one to do it. She's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. Check it out. Val's Crafty Creations. From t-shirts, stemware, houseware. She does it all for any occasion.
Great day, Teresa.
Oh, hey, I'm back. It's tea time. Listen, I'm so glad you're watching me. And if you don't see me, you're going to see me later after the show because we're going to do a replay. That's what we do every week. So everyone sees the show because it's a great freaking show. And I'm so glad. And I want to thank John York from General Hospital for those wonderful, kind words. I also want to tell you that Val's Crafty Creations, Etsy is the place to go. So go to Etsy and look up Val's Crafty Creations. She can make whatever you want. She does t-shirts and glassware, and you think of it, she'll do it. And Kristen Tinsley, my girl, get in touch with her too. Get a reading. Just do it. Also, thank you, Bruno, for watching. My number one fan, and I'm back with Grace with Dr. Matranga. And before the break, we talked about, how we both went to Robert Mann Dance Center. Shout out to Robert Mann. He's still there in Bayside. He's still kicking ass. And after all these years, 40-something years, he's there. I mean, it's incredible.
Oh, 50.
50
Over 50.
You're right, because I forgot how old we were for a minute.
Yes.
Well, we won't go there.
Thing, and I have the Jerry's Disco thing.
Yeah, we used to go to Jerry's Disco and Horace Harding, and it was a teen club back then, and it was so much fun. And unfortunately, Grace couldn't come, but there were certain things you could do, you can't do. But we became really, really, really good friends. And then high school, you went to
Bayside High School.
Bayside High School, and I was over at Cardozo, and then we kind of lost touch, and. And then I went to Queens College, and you went into the workforce, and then God put us back together, girl.
For more than one reason.
That's right, for more than one reason. And we were on the subway. We happened to be
on the 7 train coming home from work one night.
Right, heading back to Main Street, Flushing, to go home to Bayside, and
it was so crowded that I didn't see you sitting there.
Yeah, and I think
you saw me, and
I was like, Grace, and you're like, Teresa, and that was it.
Because you were sitting down facing me, and I was standing up at the door.
Right, and all I know is that from that day on, we reconnected, and we've been inseparable ever since. And and we I know you always sang, you were always a singer, and I don't know if it was me that said to you, Marathon Jewish Center in Douglaston is having auditions.
Yes.
For Once Upon a Mattress. And for those of you who don't know, Once Upon a Mattress is the story of the Princess and the Pig. And we went in. Grace went in with Grace, and it was me and our friend Betsy and Alexis. Right?
Alexis, yes.
And we auditioned, and we all got a part to be in the show.
Well, actually, you were already in it. It had already started.
You see, you remember this. I don't remember.
Into it. You brought
Yeah.
me into it.
You remember
I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, I never went to an audition. What am I going to sing? Blah, blah, blah. And when I walked in with you, Kevin, who was the choreographer,
Kevin Wallace.
Kevin Wallace said, hey, I'm Kevin. How you doing, Gracie? Nice to meet you. Shook my hand and he goes, okay, and you stand here. And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, you're in it.
And he put me right into the scene with you guys because I got there later, actually. I got there later than you did. And that was how it went. I never actually officially auditioned.
Yeah, I don't even think you sang a note.
That I could sing.
Yeah, he just took a chance.
Yeah, and then as a result of doing that show, then his sister Laura, who was the director, rest her soul, she said, you need to do lessons. You need to start lessons. You have a terrific gift. And here's a guy's name, and he was located in Brookville, I think it was called, Brookville, like near Glen Cove.
Yeah.
And I started, singing with him for a few years. And then I moved over to Betsy's person, who lived in Great Neck, and took my voice to where it is today. She was a former German opera singer.
Wow.
It was an amazing experience. I mean, the first teacher I got to a certain level, but then she totally blew up the voice for me, and it was just an amazing experience. I mean, the little arias and things that she made me do, they were kind of funny, but once you did what she was telling you to do and she was directing you to do, you got like how the voice, how you were able to strengthen the voice and how you were able to project the voice.
Yeah.
It was bizarre, but it would totally worked.
And then we went on and we did Fiddler on the Roof together.
Yes, we did. And
funny side note to that show is that they were short male dancers. They didn't have enough male dancers. And you're talking,
I remember.
You're talking the 80s now. We're talking the 80s. We were a lot younger and a little smaller. But what happened is they didn't have enough male dancers. And I think the director at the time came to me and said, listen, I know you can dance. I know you're a dancer, and I need Russian. We're doing like a Russian dance scene. Is it okay if we put up your hair in a hat, give you a fake mustache, and bind your boobies down? And I was like, what? And I'm like, do you know how big my boobs are? And he's like, yeah, but we're gonna bind those suckers. We're gonna like really bind them to you. And I remember saying, okay, learning the dance. And they did. They put my hair in a hat and they gave me a mustache, and they taped me down so much that I really, and and the blouse was loose, so you really couldn't see the boobies. But as I'm doing this, Russian thing, as I'm doing this, I'm feeling the tape going like this. I'm feeling it going. You're gonna pop out. Oh God, I remember this like yesterday, and I'm going, please don't let them pop. Please don't let them pop. And I feel it going down, and I'm like, oh Lord. And I think I like just got off the stage just as they boing, just as they went out. I was like, oh, I don't think I could do that again. It was like, wow. Yeah, it was crazy. And then our last show that we did together was in Plainview. Do you remember the name of the place?
Well, actually, we did it twice. It was in Plainview, and then we did it at the Joint Board at the Electricians Union.
You're right. And we did the show Grease. And I played Jan. I played one of the pink ladies. And you played
the principal, the Eve Arkin.
The Eve Arkin part. Yeah, and that was great. And we met such beautiful people in that show.
That was such a good show.
Including Joe Morrow, who actually runs the theater.
And Sue Hagen.
Yeah, it was a blast. There's nothing like doing a show with the people you love.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And what happened is that you kind of left. Look, I left acting and stand up for a while because I had my daughter. I started a family. Then I had, some medical issues. And I always tell the story, thanks to Bob Nelson, who I love and adore. He was doing a 6-week improv thing in Huntington, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 years ago, and he was looking for comics to do improv, and I said, I'm there, but I'm going to be in Florida for 2 weeks out of the 6. Is it still okay if I do 4? And he's like, yeah. And I was the only female comic who showed up there, so he used me a lot. And to be on stage with someone who I grew up watching and adoring and prop comedy, and who I got a lot of my ideas from, was just it was an amazing opportunity for me. But I know that through the years, you took a right turn somewhere and left singing also. Your voice just gets better and better over the years.
Aw, thanks.
It really does. It really
Thanks.
does. From where it was to where it is now.
It truly is an amazing gift. It's
amazing.
Such a gift in my life.
So listen, we're going to take another quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to find out how Grace re-entered the entertainment industry with her voice. So we'll be right back. Don't go away. Stay right there.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Why don't we go to Coasters?
Oh, cool. I heard it's a great place. Let's check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh my God. Coasters Tavern is located at 487 New Bridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222. Kristen Tinsley is the Divine Comedian, tarot reads, and spiritual medium. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel, The Divine Comedian. That's D-I-V-I-N-E, Comedian, F-E-M-E-D-I-A-N. Check it out and let her tell you what your future holds. Val's Crafty Creations. Are you looking for something personalized? She's the one to do it. She's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. Check it out. Val's Crafty Creations. From t-shirts, stemware, houseware. She does it all for any occasion. Val's Crafty Creations.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Teresa Canastraci Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Teresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. So glad you're joining me tonight. It's my daddy's birthday today. He turned 86 today. Called him up in Florida, wished him happy birthday. I love my dad so much. I'm so blessed he's still here with me. Listen, I've got my BFF here with me.
Yeah!
Matranga is here, and she's a singer. She's an actor. She was in the movie The Godfather. And she's got an amazing voice, and we've known each other for over 40 years, which is longer than some marriages. And people meet us together. They think we're sisters a lot.
Yes.
A lot. I think it's the nose. I don't know. I think it's the schnoz. Anyway, so so Grace and I did a lot of community theater. We did Once Upon a Mattress. We did Fiddler on the Roof. We did Grease. And Grace, I got a little derailed with my acting and my comedy because, we're women, we start families, and, we get sidetracked. You also. So what brought you back to singing?
Well, once again, I have to thank you. You brought me back when you were doing Bat Boy, and the producer of Bat Boy, our good friend Stephen Vaccaro, reached out to me through because of you, and he was looking to form a choir to sing in the pre-show. They wanted to do the song "I Want to Know What Love Is" by Foreigner. And if you're all familiar with that song, in the background there's a choir singing behind them. And I didn't know if I could actually do it, but I sure gave it my best shot, and come through, and I got a little choir together and reunited me with some friends I haven't seen for a long time, and it was just an amazing experience. I mean, to meet Ray Negron and know his story and meet some of the ball players. I mean, it was like,
Yeah. That show in the Bronx was amazing.
It was so amazing because, I mean, not only being an actor or a singer in the show with this fantastic band, my friends, I love them so much, Chandler and oh gosh, the name escapes me at the moment of the band. Oh my God, how could that be? Anyway.
Don't ask me, I have brain surgery. I don't remember correctly.
and then just also behind the scenes being a fan, a Yankees fan, and growing up.
Yeah. I mean, you had David Cohn there. You had
David Cohn, Bernie Williams.
And
oh my God, my favorite Bucky.
And of course, Mickey Rivers.
Mickey, he was a doll.
Yeah.
And some of the new guys too. But when I met Bucky Dent, I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe I took a picture with Bucky Dent. I was like a school girl again. But it was an amazing experience, and it really ignited my passion for singing. And for a long time, I had felt lost, and I felt like something was missing in my life, and it definitely was my singing. Although I did continue singing, I could sing so many different genres and so many different things. I did continue singing in church, which is my favorite part of singing. I love to do the most is the choir singing. And I've done also a soloist, but I can do rock, I could do pop, I could do, when I was with my husband's band, it was blues, rock and roll.
Yeah.
There's so many different genres from really songs from the 20s all the way through current I could do.
Yeah.
Musical theater included.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite?
A favorite song?
Well, do you have a favorite genre that you like to sing? Do you have a favorite?
I wouldn't say it's a genre. It's the romantic songs, like the Whitney.
Yeah, the love songs.
The love songs. But my real heart is in church and singing for our Lord and singing and just giving back the beautiful gift that He gave me. And whether it's singing at a weekly mass, whether it's singing at a funeral, whether it's singing at a wedding. I just love to give back and share that special gift in my inner circle.
Well, you know, you talk about wedding, and I have to say, how'd you meet your husband?
Through you? Well, we actually met them together that night. That came in his cousin that night.
Right, but I kind of egged.
20 years. It's going to be 20 years in September.
What? Oh my God,
it's going to be 20 years in September.
That's insane. But what happened is that
20 years, and actually, ironically, tomorrow is our 19th anniversary of our first date.
My God, that's crazy.
And we met you and Betsy. We met you and Betsy for karaoke after our dinner.
Wow. Well, that's how Grace met her husband. Is Grace and I. We both love to sing. I can carry a note, okay, but I'm not a singer like Grace. I mean, we sing together and we do a kick-ass Streisand in Summer.
Enough is enough.
We kick ass on that song, and we've been doing it forever. And when we do it, we blow everyone away. So that's a treat. And so we he was interested in her, and I'm like, go up to talk to her, and then he did, and P.S. they're married and they have a daughter, and it all worked out beautifully. And I'm just glad that you got back into the singing and you're following your passion. And, life's all about timing, and now the timing is right.
Exactly.
So I hooked you up with Steve and Ray. They put together this choir. You put it together. You really did direct it, and it came together beautifully. And then, you were singing at other kind of fundraisers, and you were saying more yes than no to opportunities to sing.
Exactly.
You've entered contests.
I did a karaoke contest.
You
really came in third place.
You really stepped out, on the ledge, and I'm so proud of you for doing that.
Thank you.
My favorite song that Grace sings is "I'll Always Love You" by Whitney. There aren't too many people that could pull off that song, but Grace pulls it off, and every time she sings it, I I get all verklempt and teary-eyed. It just gets to me. You know, like she said before, she is for hire. She does sing at funerals, at weddings, at special occasions, at my 50th, at, you know, whatever. You know, if you need a singer, Grace is the person to get in touch with. And I want you to give a shout out how people can get in touch with you to hire you.
They can definitely get in touch with me on my Facebook page, either on my private page or on my Graceful Diva page.
Right, which is right behind you.
That's where I post all of my, you know, if I'm doing a video or if I've done a show or what's coming up, you know.
Right. Well, I think it's important for people to know that. And then after, you know, hanging out in the Bronx with everybody and doing the choir, you know, it's led us to other opportunities. I know that, but before we even talk about that, I want to talk about your wedding and our good friend, Pepe Cardona, who was the lead singer in the band Alive and Kickin', and they were known for their one-hit wonder, Tighter and Tighter. And if you don't know it, go to YouTube and listen to it, because as soon as you hear it, everyone knows it and everyone starts singing along with it, right, Grace?
Mm-hmm.
And Pepe did weddings back then, and he did weddings a lot, and he did your wedding, and that's where I originally met Pepe for the first time, and you got up on stage and sang with him at your wedding.
It was amazing, and it's so ironic because they weren't our first choice. I didn't even know they existed as a wedding band. But we had hired another band, and unfortunately, the director of that band, and it was like this big swing, I don't know how many piece band, and he passed away, and the band dismantled. And so we had to search. And, you know, they were doing wedding expos at all different kinds of, you know, wedding place venues. And there was one here in the Bronx, not far from my house where we live. And I had seen it, and I said to my husband, George, we are George and Gracie. I said, come on, let's go and check it out. You know, maybe there's a band that we could see there. And I didn't see the name of the band anywhere when we walked in. There was just so many things to look at. And then I heard them starting to sing. And when I heard them do Tighter and Tighter, I was like, no way, this cannot be the band.
Just do the chorus so everyone knows the song.
Hold on, just a little bit tighter now, baby. I love you so much and I can't let go. No, hold on.
Yeah, everybody knows that song. It's a great song. And
it's an awesome song.
And, you know, that's the first time I met Pepe, and he was, because may he rest in peace, we lost him.
Yes.
He was the most humble, kind, giving, loving person, and he made everyone feel special. And that was his gift. That was his gift.
And he was the real star, but he made you feel like a star.
Right. You're right. And he, even when he played locally here, because my husband, Sean, and Pepe met back in the 80s and performed at the same places, and he actually invited Sean up to sing. And, you know, a lot of singers don't do that. You know, they feel, hey, people here to see me. I'm the star. You know, I don't want anybody else sharing my stage. But he was so generous like that. It was just beautiful, and you know, blessed that we had him in our life. Seriously,
amen. So am I.
He definitely left a handprint on our hearts,
without a doubt.
With that being said, we're going to take our last commercial break, and we'll be right back with more Tea Time and Grace Guidotti Matranga. Don't go away.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Are you bored?
Oh my God!
Hold on tight. We're gonna coast this.
Coaster's Tavern is located at 487 Newbridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222. Kristen Tinsley is the divine comedian, tarot reads, and spiritual medium. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel, The Divine Comedian. That's Divine, Comedian, Femedian. Check it out and let her tell you what your future holds. Val's Crafty Creations. Are you looking for something personalized? She's the one to do it. She's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. Check it out. Val's Crafty Creations. From t-shirts, stemware, houseware. She does it all for any occasion. Val's Crafty Creations.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm with my BFF, Grace Matranga. She's a singer, she's an actor. We've been going over her career and how it all started with being in the movie The Godfather, and how it just escalated over the years to, you know, having her heart in singing and then kind of leaving it and starting a family like I did with my stand-up and acting, and then coming back to it. I mean, let's see. I introduced her to her husband, and she got into Bat Boy, and I don't know what else I could take credit for, but I'll take it all. So welcome back, Grace Matranga.
Oh, you said that like Oprah.
Really? Hey, you know what? I was watching an interview last night with
It was good.
With the former Royals. I think it was a great interview. And
it was great.
I'm watching Oprah, and then I watch me. I see a little similarities. I do. All right, put it up.
You definitely have the talent for it.
Thank you. Let's get back to you. Okay, so I'm filming a pilot with Ray and with Steve and our friend wrote it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to?
Peter Rodriguez.
Peter Rodriguez wrote it, and it's called. Do you remember what it's? Are you there?
Flight 309. Flight 3 something. Flight 317.
It's the address of your brother.
Yeah.
Place. Okay. So we're filming it. I'm playing the lead. Woohoo! I'm playing the wife who gets cheated on, and I'm devastated, but I don't want to believe my husband's cheating. Whatever. Anyway, so I need someone to play my mother. And I actually brought in Kristen Tinsley as an extra because that was fun having her on set.
Yeah.
And, but I needed a mother. And I actually reached out to a friend of mine who could not do it due to scheduling conflicts. Because I always think of my friends first. And who is reliable and who can pull it off. And even though Grace technically is a singer and then an actor second, because singing is her love and that's her passion, that's what she does. But the girl can act with guidance and tips and tricks. But I needed someone to play my mother. And Grace happens to have a gray wig. And people think we're related all the time. So I said to her, hey, you want to be in this pilot? I think you had, 2 or 3 scenes?
Yeah.
Right? And I said, it's a few lines. It's going to be, I think, great for you. Would you do it? And, of course, she said yes. And, so she put on the wig and she, was my mom in these scenes. And there was a lot of yelling and screaming. It was very real, wasn't it?
It was.
And I think that you did a great job.
Thanks.
And what I had to do was get you out of your head.
I tried my best because it's not my forte.
I know, but as soon as we got you out of your head and really set up the scene and put you in the right frame of mind, I think you did a great job.
Thanks.
I really do.
I know. I'm anxious to see it. I hope that
I'm anxious too, but I know we have one more scene with supposed to film.
I know. I hope we can finish doing it, you know,
And
with
I don't
this
even know-
COVID in the way.
I don't even know when that's going to happen. COVID really took its toll on a lot of people. As far as, you know, the entertainment industry, we came to a complete halt. Now they're saying April 2nd, comedy clubs can reopen. I know they're going to reopen Broadway too.
The same day, April 2nd?
I'm not sure, but I know the capacity is only going to be like 30 or 33%.
33%, I think.
Everyone has to wear a mask. Everyone has to follow the protocol. They can't do any kind of sold out shows. But I know people are itching for live entertainment. I mean, now that the weather's going to start to get better, maybe more things can be done outside, especially for singers like yourself. You could do an outdoor venue.
Exactly.
And not have to worry about, how many people can show up. It's just a matter of how many people can spread out, right?
Right.
Yeah. So we filmed the pilot, and another great experience for you, right?
It was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
I enjoyed it.
A lot of takes, right? Take two.
A lot of yeah, and you don't
four.
realize how much goes on, You
don't realize it could take an entire day to film one scene.
Yeah.
You have to have a lot of patience because there's a lot of waiting when you film a movie or a pilot. It's not like live theater. You're doing a live show and you're in the moment, or even like with a sitcom. Sitcom is live most of the time, and then all right, if you screw up, you got to go back and redo it. But yeah, when you're doing something take after take after take after take, try it this way, do it that way, try it this way, do it that way,
right, or they have to get different angles of your face,
right,
or
different
whatever.
camera shots depending on how many cameras there are. Close,
yeah, it's so weird.
Wide shot, yeah. So the process is interesting, and it's something that this was like, you really haven't done that since The Godfather, right? I mean, really on a set. So that was kind of cool, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And it was a lot of fun. So listen, we only have like 4 minutes left. I love you to death. You're my sister.
Me too, girl.
You're my sister from another mister.
Me too, girl.
And we're family. We're family, and always will be. I want you to tell everybody how to contact you. Grace is going to say happy birthday to my dad briefly, and then we'll just come back to your information.
Okay, so I want to wish you a happy 86th birthday, Mr. C. God bless you, and I hope to see you soon. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. C. Happy birthday to you.
Nice. He's going to love it when he watches it.
I hope so.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that. So I just want everyone to know that Grace is for hire, and she does any kind of event, anything where you want live music, she can be there. So Grace, again, tell everyone how they could contact you. How can they reach you?
Through my personal Facebook page, that's been advertised, Grace Guidotti Matranga, or through my musical page, Graceful Diva.
Graceful Diva. Yeah.
I have yet to do Instagram. I have to learn how to do Instagram.
Oh, listen, if I could do it, you can do it. I'm so not tech savvy, as everybody knows, especially my daughter. She's like, what do you need now? What do you want now? And I'm like, oh, please, just help me. Just please. But you know what? She doesn't show me.
I know, she does it. My daughter does the same thing. She grabs the phone and she's like, "Tick, tick, 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 tick."
And I'm like, wait a second, but you just did it, but you didn't show me how to do it. So now I'm going to have to bother you again to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just walk me through it. Have the patience. Walk me through it. Just show me what to do.
Well, for them, it's just easier to do it, I guess. Who knows?
Yeah.
The young generation.
I just want to make a quick announcement, or another announcement. Carmen D was supposed to be back on next Monday for Q&A for makeup questions. I know Grace has one, and a lot of people have questions about makeup. how to apply, pick a color, whatever. Anyway, unfortunately, she's not going to be able to join us next week because she is going to be celebrating a big 50th birthday. But when she gets back, we're going to reschedule her for the Q&A for all you ladies out there.
Get those questions in.
Yeah, get those questions into me so we can have a nice, amount of questions that she can answer, because that's what she loves. She loves helping women and making them feel good and look good. Listen, I want to thank everyone for watching. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate the support. Please like the show and share it. Grace, thank you, my girlfriend, for doing this for me.
Thanks for having me again.
All right, so listen, everybody, Grace, stay where you are. Everyone else, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next week, God willing. Ciao.
Bye.